Hey guys! Hello, hello! Welcome to the call today, the presentation. Listen, we've got a couple minutes, so I'm going to let people come on live. We'll get started here in about 9 minutes. Hey, hey, hey! I see people talking in the chat. What is up? Let me know if you see me live. Go ahead and tell me if you can hear me and if you can see me. I just want to make sure that we're all working. So here's a couple things about the chat, okay? So I am hosting this webinar on Google Hangouts, and unfortunately only the first 200 people can talk in the chat box. And we do have a lot of people registered for this call today. So it's first come, first serve. So good thing you guys showed up early. What is up? So you can get into the chat box. The other thing about the chat box is, and that's where you can type to me, oh, okay, you're telling me you can see and hear me. Woo, woo, technology for the win. The other thing about the chat box is that you have to have you have to be signed into your Google Gmail account to be able to chat in the chat box, since I am hosting this on Google Hangouts. So basically what I'm trying to say, it's Google's world and we all just live in it, okay? So as we're waiting for everyone to arrive, hi, go ahead, and if you're in the chat box, go ahead and tell me what's your name, where you're from, and what company that you rep for. I want to kind of hear a little bit more from you guys and see, where you're from. We do have about 7 minutes before we'll get started, so just kind of relax, ask your questions, introduce yourself to me in the chat box. Hey, 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 so we got Leah here, Karen's here, Wendy and Lauren is here, Lynette, what is up, you guys? 31 gifts, nice. Tamra, Usborne Books and More, cool. We got Courtney with Norwex. Texas is in the house, what's up? Monique, hey there. Oh my gosh, we got the Bronx is in the house. My sister lives in New York, and I just love visiting her, New York City, and going to all the different boroughs. Can you see my comment? Debbie, I can see your comment. Yeah, hey guys. Damsel in Defense, I love those products. Canada's in the house. Marnie, hey. I can't believe we got Canada in the house. And don't worry if, you guys are here live, but if you're watching the replay, thank you so much for tuning into the replay. And if your friends are like, I wanted to go to this presentation, but I can't be there live, tell them, don't worry. I'm going to send an email with the replay that's available to them as well. Laguna Beach, California, what's up? I love Laguna. I'm going to go to Laguna in August, actually. I'm very excited about that. Another Canadian, Canada, eh? What's up? How's your Wednesday going, you guys? Now, also in the chat box, hey, Wendy from 31 is here. If you want to, I know that some of you might be like, what are we talking about today? What are we going to cover in the presentation? We'll get all into that in about 5 minutes, but you can go ahead and put in the chat box if you have a specific question for me, and hopefully we will answer it in the this presentation. Brandy asks, how long will the replay be available for? So the replay will be available for the next couple days, possibly a full week. So you do have some time to watch this presentation again, should you need to. But I will be taking it down because this is a very special presentation for you tag team people. Me and the tag team have been working together for a long time, so I made this especially for you guys. I love direct sellers. Help with looking at the camera while the phone is sideways. Yes, we're going to talk about how to set up your phone and where to look and all that kind of stuff. You guys, I'm so excited. We got a couple more minutes. We're going to let people hop on. I'm getting text messages from people saying that it's all looking good. That's always good. It's always good to have friends double check you just in case something's not working. I'd love your tips on what editing software. Yes, we're going to talk about editing softwares today, faux show. Let me turn the music back on. So hold on just 1 second. And let me turn some music back on while we're waiting. You love my chair? Yeah, this is, it's actually more like my dog's chair. I usually have my dog in here, and she's always laying in it. You are in my home office right now. And you guys, we're gonna get started in 3 minutes. We're just waiting for everyone to be able to show up. But while we're waiting, if you have friends on your Facebook page who you know should like be here, you're like, I have direct seller friends who need to learn more about video stuff. And I'm gonna post a link in the comments here for you to be able to use to invite your friends to this presentation. You're dancing in your room? Oh my God, I love that. Ooh, we're almost there, you guys. It's almost time. Let me see what you guys are talking about here. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste something that you can post in the chat box. If you want to invite your friends to this presentation right now, you can copy and paste what I'm about to send you. And you can make that your status on Facebook if you'd like. It says, hey, any direct seller friends out there reading this? I'm taking a free training on video tips. We direct sellers need to know. And then I give the link where they can come to this presentation right now if they want to, okay? Woo, we're 1 minute away. 1 minute away. You feeling good? You ready to learn? I'm excited. I am like so stoked to be here. You have no idea. We're going to answer a bunch of these questions, and these are really good questions. Lighting is super hard when you're wearing glasses. It's very true with the glare. So if you do actually buy a light, you can set the light up a little bit higher so you don't have the glare directly coming at you. That is such a good question, and I know a lot of people deal with that because they're wearing glasses when they're making videos. What up? Rachel's here. Hey, hey, hi. Sorry, I just gotta dance. You know when you got all this energy, you just gotta get it out. You just gotta dance a little bit. But I know you guys get that because, you know, you're with the tag team. All right, if you're just arriving, hey, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so happy that you came to this presentation. If you can get into the chat box, you can tell me who you are, where you're from, and what company that you rep for. And then I was telling the peeps who got here early, here's the deal with the chat box. I'm using Google Hangouts to broadcast this presentation, and Google Hangouts only allows the first 200 people who sign in to be in the chat box. That's what I've been told. So, and you have to use your Gmail. So you have to be signed into your Gmail account. So if you show up a little bit later or you don't have a Gmail account, unfortunately right now you might not be able to use the chat box. It's Google's world and we're just living in it. Oh, I'm gonna turn the music off, Lisa. Don't you worry. I was just getting the music so we can get all pumped up. All right, you guys, it looks like we're here. It is time to get started. We got Katie here, Andrea's here, Karen's here. Love that pampered chef. Hey, April, what's up? Crystal's here. What's up, you guys? We got Michelle here from Detroit. Mallory's here from Virginia. You guys are from all over. This is so cool. This is so cool. Holly's here. What is up? Kirsten, Susan. Hi, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to have you here. Okay. I think it might be time for us to get started. So like I said, if you can't get in the chat box, I do apologize. You have to have a Gmail account and you might have had to be one of the first 200 people here. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just so excited that you guys are here. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you and pull up the presentation. So hold on just 1 second and go ahead. I just wanna double check that everyone's okay, that you guys can hear me and you guys can see me. So go ahead and let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. This is being recorded, don't worry. All right, I'm gonna share my screen with you. I know, that's crazy, right? Okay, you guys, we can see and hear you. Perfect, I love that. So glad. So today we are going to talk about video tips all direct sellers need to know. I know that video is a huge component of your business. It can really help you connect with potential customers and team members. And that's why I'm so glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're raising your hand. You're saying, yes, I want to make my videos look even better. I want to have this whole process be easier. I want to be able to create videos and have it not be this huge ordeal. I'm with you, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So I think you guys know this, but I just want to really reiterate, video is where it's at. Facebook is reporting more than 8 billion video views a day. That's insane. And by next year, it's estimated that 80% of all internet traffic will be video based. So on average, videos on Facebook have 135% greater organic reach compared to photos on Facebook. And I know this for myself as well, for sure. My video posts do like 10 times better than my photo posts do, for sure. So I know this to be true as well. So video is where it's at. Oh my gosh, hi you guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you're just hopping on, don't worry, you're not late. We're just getting started. So go ahead and introduce yourself and tell me who you are and where you're from. So chances are, when it comes to video, you are one of these two people. You might be her. With the thought of getting on camera and making videos on your phone just makes you go crazy. You know, maybe you've tried it before and it didn't work out the way you thought it would. Or maybe you're very self-conscious at getting on camera and you're just kind of overwhelmed with the whole process. And the thought of creating a video makes you look like this girl. Right? Or maybe you're like her and you know, actually, dare I say it, you like doing videos. However, you want them to look even better. You want to put your best self forward and you want to hear some tips and tricks on how to make this whole process a little bit smoother. Maybe you got those perfectly red manicured nails and going on camera doesn't freak you out, but you do. You want it to be a little bit better. So in the chat box, go ahead and tell me, are you girl number 1 who's like kind of freaking out about the thought of doing videos? Or are you girl number 2 where you like doing videos, but you want to maybe do them a little bit better? Tell me in the chat box, are you girl number 1 or are you girl number 2? Oh, okay, we've got a lot of number 1s coming in. Yeah, I feel ya. Couple number 2s, good. Oh, that's funny to say, couple number 2s. So the point that I'm trying to make is that we're all coming from different places, and this presentation is really going to land with you as long as you keep your mind open and you give yourself a lot of grace, okay? So I want you to know that you're in the right place if you want to create videos for your direct selling business, but you're not sure where to start. Or maybe you know you could create better videos if you're more prepared. Or maybe you just know that you want recommendations on tools and apps from a videographer who loves this stuff. That would be me. I love this stuff. Or maybe you're just like, I really want video tips from an editor who's very versed in the tag team trainings. That would be me. I love all the things the tag team posts. I work with them. I think they're amazing, and I've learned a lot from them. And you know you're in the right place if you're not super techie. You don't like all that technical mumbo jumbo. You're just kind of like, I want to know what I need to know. I don't need to know all these phrases and terms and this, that, and the other thing. I just want to know what I need to know. So maybe if you're reading any of these sentences and you agree with them, you're totally in the right place. So here's what we're going to cover today. We're going to talk about the planning process. Before we get started, we need a plan. I want to take overwhelm out of the equation so you can feel prepared before you go on camera. We're going to talk about picking the type of video, outlining a script, choosing where to film, choosing what to wear, and scheduling a time to shoot it. And then we're going to go into filming like a boss using your phone. So tell me in the chat box if this has ever been you. If you've ever filmed an entire video and then you discovered that you were out of the frame, or that your hair looked super weird, or there was laundry behind you. In this section, we're going to talk about how you pick your set, how to set up your phone, lighting and audio tips, and my reading from a script tips that are going to make it so much easier when you start to edit these videos. And then we're also going to talk about recommendations. I'm going to tell you what products I've personally used and the ones that I trust. Because I know, you have a million options of what you could buy for video stuff, but you don't need a million options. You just need to know what actually works, what's not too complicated to use, and what's not $1 million. Am I right? Talking about working on a budget here, okay? And you guys, because I am so happy that you are here, there will be a chance for you to win a free microphone. This is an awesome microphone, and it can be used on a smartphone as well as a DSLR camera. It's awesome. I'm going to talk more about it later in the presentation. So I need you to stay tuned till the end because I want you to win this. Who doesn't want free? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So really quick, I want to talk about who am I, because I know for a lot of you that maybe we haven't met before. Maybe we've just been introduced via the Facebook world. So hello, I'm Beth Ryan. I'm a videographer located in Omaha, Nebraska. My degree is in broadcasting and marketing. Before going to college, I traveled around the world as a performer, and I've done production work in both Los Angeles and Omaha. So with my experience in college and my experience before college being a performer, I learned a lot about both being on camera and also being behind the camera. I've been editing the Tag Teams videos for the past 3 years. So what does that mean? That means every program, every training, all those minivan moments that they've been posting for the past 3 years, I've edited them and I've gone through them. I've gone through their trainings multiple times because when you edit something, you have to watch it over and over. So it's true, I'm not a direct seller. I'm not, but I'm a video editor who's really educated in direct sales because I've been helping out the tag team for the past 3 years. So I really hope to help you out with these videos that you are hoping to create yourself. I love all things social media. And also, I just love to teach. In the past year, I've helped teach over 800 people how to become their own videographer because I know not everyone can afford a videographer. You know what I'm saying? Now, I use DSLR cameras professionally, but I love to use my smartphone. I have an iPhone to film. There's a tripod that fits in my purse, and I can essentially start filming anywhere because there's not much of a setup, you know? I started to use my phone to film my own content and my clients' content as well. And I found it easy to pick up this information on how to shoot and edit videos with my phone, you know, because of my background. So that's why I created this class, because I wanted to share what I've learned. I really, truly want to help people put themselves out there, help people believe in themselves enough to get on camera so that they can grow their business and essentially, you know, grow their life. And using your phone to create marketing videos for your direct selling business is extremely powerful. I've worked with all different types of people in different walks of life. And if they can learn this information, you totally can too. You just need to know the steps. So, really quick, before we get into it, I want you to keep in mind, don't let overwhelm overcome you. Take it one step at a time and give yourself some grace. You're way harder on yourself than anyone else will ever be. Okay? So if we're doing this presentation and you feel like, oh, this puts me out of my comfort zone, don't worry. Give yourself some grace. You can do this. I know you can. And you guys, we're gonna go over recommendations for equipment that I recommend, so don't you worry about that. We'll talk about it. Don't worry. Okay, so let's get into it. I hope you have a pen and a piece of paper because we're going to plan out your next video right now. So step one, what type of video are you creating? Is it a hostess coaching video? Is it a product video? Is it a thank you video? Is it a how-to video? Is it just kind of a fun video? So go ahead in the chat box. Tell me what type of video you'd like to create. Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking. I want to create all of those videos. For today's purpose, let's focus on one type of video that you can really hone in on, okay? So you can always repeat this process afterwards, but today let's pick one video that could have the most immediate impact on your direct selling business. Like which video, when you're reading from these different types of videos you could create, which video makes you think, yes, that's checked off my to-do list. This has been in the back of my mind forever, and I'm so excited to get this done. Whatever that first thought was, let's pick that type of video to create, okay? So I'm gonna give you guys just a minute. I'm gonna move on over to the chat box and see what you guys are saying over here. Let me know what type of, hostess coaching, yes, love that. Tag Team is very adamant about having hostess coaching videos. Product videos, yes. Informational product videos. Making those product videos fun would be really, really good. Good, okay. So lots of product videos, yes, love that. Okay, good. Good, you guys. And yeah, like I said, you can always create more videos using this process, but for today, let's focus on one. So now that you've picked the type of video, let's real quick write a title for the video. Now, if this is just kind of like if this is like your hostess coaching video, you don't really need a fancy title. You know what I mean? Like you're just going to send that video to, the hostess once they host with you. So, for those type of videos, you don't need a super fancy title. But if you're going to post like a product video on your Facebook or YouTube, that title does need to be catchy, okay? Think of something that you would click on too. When you're, creating a title for the video, when you're writing a post, what would you click on? And I really want to talk about here real quick, YouTube is not a social media channel. So what do I mean by that? People don't go on YouTube to, just browse around on YouTube like they do on Facebook. You go on Facebook or Instagram, you're just kind of scrolling. But on YouTube, people don't do that. You guys, YouTube is a search engine, meaning people go on YouTube to find answers. So when you're creating a title for your video, instead of saying something like Susan's best Scentsy tips, that's great, but I don't think people are going to search for that. Maybe you could do something like the best 5 scents for summer, something that people would possibly search for. So keep that in mind when you're creating titles for your video. And I know a lot of people I've been getting a lot of great feedback from you guys. And a lot of times you guys say, I don't know what I should talk about. I don't know what to do a video about. I don't know what really qualifies me to talk about X, Y, and Z. And if you're in that position, what I would do if I were you is I would ask 5 of your friends or 5 of your favorite customers what they're curious about. Like you guys, you've been great for me for this for these past couple days. You guys have come over to my Facebook page, and that's awesome. And talking with you guys and hearing what you're interested in and the questions that you're asking me, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what they're curious about, because we forget when we're living our daily lives that we know things that other people don't know, you know? So what you might think is like totally normal, doesn't everyone know this? Your friends might be like, no, I don't know that. So ask them what they're curious about in regards to what you sell. Okay? If you're stuck on what to talk about. So let's move on to the outline of this video, outlining the script. So the outline can really vary depending on what type of video you're doing, but in general, the outline should look something like this. I hope you have a pen and a piece of paper, and if you're like me, you love to take notes. First things first is an introduction. You know, tell them who you are. Next is tell them what you're going to tell them. Okay, talk about the main points of the video. Tell them what you're going to tell them. And then you're gonna talk about point number 1. And then with each point that you're giving people, like here is, okay, let's say you have you're with, what is the one with the hand that cleans the dust stuff? You have that hand cleaning dust thing. I'm sorry, it's totally leaving me what it's called. But maybe your first point is that it picks up dust, and you can give an example or a story talking about how it really cleaned up like your oven, or not your oven, or your kitchen or something. What I'm trying to say is that when you have a story that goes along with the point you're making, it really helps that point to land in the mind of the viewers. Thank you. Norwex dusting mitts. Thank you. I knew that, but it just left my brain. So when you have a story that helps explain the point, that really helps it land into the mind of the viewer, okay? Because, you always hear, like, we forget facts, but we remember stories. So the more, when you're giving points 1, 2, and 3, if you can give them an example or share a story with them, that will really help explain it to them. And then you're going to conclude with a reminder of what you just told them. Today we talked about X, Y, Z. And then you're going to say goodbye, and you're going to give them a call to action. So what do I mean by call to action? You need to tell them to do something. You can tell them, it can be as simple as, thank you so much for watching. Please like my page for more great tips. It can be something like, thank you so much for watching. Send me a message if you're interested in hosting a party with me. Thank you so much for watching. Here is my website for more, just giving them a call to action. Give them something to do at the end of the video. Facts tell, stories sell. Yes, Debbie, thank you. That is amazing. Facts tell, stories sell. Now, this is a more formal type of script, but for a lot of what you're doing, this is generally the type of script you want to follow. And you want to know who does this brilliantly? That would be Amanda and Rachel, the tag team. Okay, you guys, the next time you watch a minivan moment, notice their script. Notice how you'll be able to find these elements in their minivan moments. If you have watched their videos for the past couple years, I bet you can recite the beginning parts. Hey everyone, it's time for your minivan moment. I'm Amanda, and this is Rachel, and we're the tag team. They always introduce themselves, you know what I mean? So go ahead, the next time they post a minivan moment, be like, okay, I can see what they're doing with their script here. They're amazing at this. So if you need an example, just go watch those minivan moments, my friends. Now, I get asked a lot, should I type out my script or should I just read from my notes? And that's totally up to you. If you're nervous to be on camera, I would recommend that you type out your script and you review it a few times and you look over it before you get started so you have what you're going to say right in front of you. If you are more fly off the seat of your pants type of person, then maybe you can just write bullet points, okay? And remember, it just takes practice. A lot of you give me feedback saying that you don't like how you sound on camera, or you sound so serious and you want to sound more fun. You need to practice your reciting your script the way that you're going to film it. So what do I mean by that? I mean that you are going to, if your video is very high energy, you're going to practice it high energy. If you need your video to be, you need to be more relaxed, you need to be more businesslike, then you should practice it that way as well. Okay, you guys, how are we doing? Next, let's move on to where you're going to film and what to wear. So you're gonna pick a room in your house or in your yard, if that makes sense for what you're talking about. And you wanna pick the room that correlates with what you're talking about. So if you're doing a cooking video, then you're in your kitchen, right? And this would also be a great time to schedule the video, because for some of you, you might have to make sure that your kids are asleep. You might have to get your husband out of the house. So go ahead and take a minute to think about where you want to film this video and when you're going to do it. You didn't come to this free training to just learn theories about why video marketing is amazing. You came to learn and take action. So I'm going to give you a full minute to schedule that video, okay? Look at your schedule. When are you going to do this? And in the chat box, go ahead and tell me when you're going to schedule this. Okay, so while you're thinking about that, let's talk about what to wear. And really, it's so tough when there's so, oh yeah, you guys are telling me when you're gonna schedule this, woo woo. Some of you are gonna film tonight, that's awesome. Friday, Holly, that's great. This afternoon, perfect. Tomorrow morning, yay. Okay, so it's tough to tell you what exactly to wear since we're all very different. But for the most part, I need you to pick out something that you're comfortable in, and black is the most slimming, and you can have a fancy top on top and wear your yoga pants and your slippers on bottom. You need to be comfortable because video, it can be not highly stressful, but it demands a lot of you, so you want to be comfy. Try to avoid patterns, and black is usually the most slimming, okay? And now your background. Your background should look pleasant. So looking at these two pictures, picture of me on the left, that was actually in my basement. I had a fake wall put up and I put wallpaper on the wall, and that was my filming space. And then on the picture on the right, that's me in my current office. I would just put some fun things on my bookshelf and have that be my background. Either one is totally fine. You just want to have something that looks like you and correlates with your brand. Okay? So let's cut back to me. Let me see if I can stop sharing the screen. Yeah. Hey guys. So far we've talked about the planning process, how you pick what type of video you want to use, how to create a title for the video, writing an outline for the script, picking when you're going to film and where you're going to film and what you're going to wear. So now you have a plan, and that's awesome. Now we're going to go into how you're going to shoot these videos. I am so excited to bring this next part of the presentation to you. And what I've heard from a lot of you is that you've shot videos before, but you're perfectionists. And you're like, the angle wasn't quite right, or my hair was doing something weird, or I wasn't centered in the frame. And so I just want to make sure that you guys aren't letting your perfectionism lead to procrastination. Okay, you give yourself some grace and know that it doesn't always have to be perfect. And a saying that I love to remember sometimes is that done is better than perfect. So I'm gonna give you these tips about how to shoot beautiful videos, okay? And I want you to take these tips and use them, but know that even if it's not perfect, it's better for you to post it and start to reach more people now, okay? So let's go back to sharing my screen. Let's talk about some different settings that you can have on your phone, first things first. Okay, so let's talk about the settings on your smartphone. Now, I'm using an iPhone, so these directions that I'm showing you are for iPhones, but for those of you who are using different types of phones, just know that this is the general process. So you can switch the settings in your phone, the camera settings in your phone, so that you can film at the same quality as a DSLR camera. Those fancy cameras that you see videographers use, you can change the settings in your phone so that you're filming at that same video quality. So get out your phone. And iPhone users, this is how you go to it. If you're not using an iPhone, it'll be similar. You're gonna go to your settings, okay? Open up your settings, that gray wheel. And in the settings, you're gonna find the camera app, okay? So once you find that camera button, you click on camera, and then you're gonna click record video, okay? And then it'll give you a couple options. 1080p HD at 30 FPS or 60 FPS is what I recommend. Now, I promised I was going to keep the technical mumbo jumbo out of it, but 1080p HD stands for high definition and FPS stands for frames per second. You don't need to know what those means. You just need to know that it's good quality. Now let's talk about 4K. So 4K is the highest quality that you can shoot on your phone. So you might be like, well, I want to shoot on 4K because it's the best quality. You totally can, and it is the best quality. However, 4K takes up a lot of space on your phone, okay? If you shoot a 1-minute video in 4K and a 1-minute video at 1080p, the 4K video will take up twice as much space on your phone, okay? So can you use 4K? You can, but can you just use 1080p HD at 60 or 30 FPS? Yes, it'll still be very high quality. We're gonna shoot in landscape mode, and that's essential if you wanna repurpose your live videos. Unless you're doing Insta stories, then you can shoot in portrait mode. Don't worry, ladies, I'm gonna demonstrate all of this for you in just a second. And the replay will be available for you to see this. So let's talk about equipment. The only thing that I'm gonna be like, you need to buy this is a tripod. So today I'm gonna be using a Benro MK10. Don't worry, I'm gonna send you an email with links of what I recommend should you choose to buy a tripod after this presentation. So just stay with me here. I got you later, don't worry. I'm gonna show you what I use today, and then I also have a couple other recommendations for you. And you guys, these are cheap. I'm talking like $20 or less, okay? Let's talk about framing up the shot. So when you are filming direct to camera, and when I say direct to camera, I mean you are looking directly at the camera. These are the couple things I want you to keep in mind when you frame up your shot. And framing up your shot is what's going to distinguish you from other people who didn't take this training today, okay? So these tips are the tips that my client Kim always says makes her look younger and thinner, which I think is hilarious. And I'm like, I never would have thought to describe it that way, but that's why I love getting feedback. I'll demonstrate this after I explain it. So you're gonna wanna have your camera lens at the eye level or slightly lifted. You're gonna wanna be in front of a window so that the light is shining on you. You're gonna wanna be in the center of the shot unless you're intentionally off center. You're gonna wanna look at the camera and not at yourself, especially if you're doing Insta stories. Okay, you guys, let me talk about how, like, we're like, what are you talking about, girlfriend? Let me show you exactly what I mean. So let's bring it back to me. Okay, so this is my tripod I'm using today. It's a Benro MK10. Don't worry, I will give you examples. I will give you links and all that good stuff. So it's really easy just to put your phone on here. And in most tripods, it's like this. You just stretch it so you can put your phone, and we're gonna put it in landscape mode. That's that side to side look, okay? Now, when you're setting your tripod up, you want to set it up so that the camera is at your eye level. So let's go ahead and open my video app on my phone, have it on video, okay? And I have a lot of people tell me, they're like, I don't know where to look. And I'm like, okay, so you're gonna look at the camera lens. And I know there's a couple buttons up here. Do you see? Oh, wow, zooms in close on my face. You see how there's a couple buttons up here? And you're like, which button is actually the camera? If you're ever confused, you're just gonna cover one button and you're like, huh, is that the camera? Or I'm covering this right now, or is that the camera? Oh, it's recording. That's why it wasn't working. Sorry. So if you're confused about what the camera is, cover up one of these holes. So this is not the camera. This is the camera. See how when I'm covering this hole, that it's covered because my finger's over it? That's the camera lens that you're going to want to actually look into when you're setting up your phone. So you have the video app open and you have the phone landscape mode, and you're setting the camera up so that it's at your eye level or slightly lifted, because if you set the camera up down here, you have it down below, you'll get that double chin look. And nobody wants the double chin look, okay? And if you're not gonna buy a light, which you don't have to buy a light, then I need you to get in front of a window. So for instance, we're on my computer right now, and I intentionally have my computer set up in front of a window for when I do trainings like this, so I can have myself be well lit without using a light. A lot of times what people do is they'll have their window behind them because they're like, oh, I want the background to look pretty and I want to have my backyard in the background. But what happens is when you have the light behind you, then your back gets lit and your front side will be in shadows. You want your front lit and you want your back side to be more in the shadows. So remember that. Get in front of a window. Have the light coming on you if you're not going to use the light. Another thing that people always miss, and it's like, seems so simple, center yourself within the shot. So if you're off center, get yourself back on center. Like, look at yourself before you hit record to see where you're at in the frame. And another thing, I talked about this in the Cool Girl Squad with Amanda and Rachel, is to give yourself enough headroom. So that means that there should be a bit of space between the top of your head and the top of your frame. What happens is, this is another thing that'll distinguish the pros from the amateurs, is that a lot of people set up and they'll actually cut their head off out of the frame. Or what's very common is I see a lot of people set up and they're so low in the frame. And this is weird to look at, you know what I mean? You gotta give yourself a little bit of headspace between the top of your head and the top of your frame. Some of this might seem like, well, duh, but you would be surprised of what I'm seeing on Facebook, you guys, of people having themselves being really weirdly framed in the shot. So properly framing yourself up in the shot is gonna make a huge difference in how these videos look, okay? Let me see, make sure. Oh yeah, and then another thing is I get asked, should I have the screen? You wanna have the screen when you're recording facing you so you can see yourself in the screen when you're setting it all up. So you can look at yourself when you're trying to set everything up, but when it's time for you to record, you need to look at the camera lens and stop looking at yourself when you're recording a video, okay? That's another big thing. It's just your viewers feel very disengaged from you if you keep looking at yourself as opposed to looking into the camera lens, okay? So like for instance, when I'm looking over here on my notes, that might feel a little more disengaged than when I'm looking at you and I'm talking to you. But let's go over to the chat to make sure you guys are good. Yes. Okay, so another pro tip that's really going to help you when you start editing these videos is if you're going to read from a script, and let's say the script is in your lap and you need to look down to know what your next point is, you need to pause before you make your next point. So let's say you're reading, you're talking out loud, you're saying point number 1 is this, and then you pause, and then you look down at your script to read what point number 2 is. Okay, I've read it. Then I look up, I pause, and then I say point number 2. So why am I explaining this to you? Well, a lot of times what happens with people when they're reading from a script is that they'll keep reading their point and then they're looking down and they're finishing that sentence, making it super hard when you go to edit. You're like, oh, I'm not looking at the camera when I'm talking. I'm looking down at my script. So make sure you pause and you're looking at the camera before you talk. This is another great thing that Amanda and Rachel do. The reason I can switch so quick from Amanda talking to Rachel talking is because they're looking at the camera when they are making their points. So that's another pro tip. Look at your camera. Okay, moving right along. I'm going to go back to sharing my screen again. Oh yeah, and smile. Remember to smile, you guys. And another thing I just really want to say, reiterate, is to give yourself plenty of grace. Give yourself plenty of time to do this. And remember, the more relaxed you are, the better the video will look. Great question. How did you create your backdrop? You should go follow Coach Glitter. She taught me how to create that whole backdrop. So follow at Coach Glitter. She gives a lot of really great tips. Okay, so a lot of feedback that you guys have been giving to me is that you need recommendations on a few things because you don't want to spend money on something and realize it doesn't work or it's too complicated to figure out, so you don't even try. So let's go over a couple important elements in a video. Sound. Do you need a microphone? It depends. The mic on your smartphone is actually really pretty great. But if you are going to film, if your house is especially noisy or you're going to be filming outside, I do recommend that you buy a microphone. And I always recommend the Boya mic. That's a microphone that I will be giving away as a bonus gift. So go ahead and stay tuned till the end of the presentation because that will be a free giveaway that I'm going to be doing. And don't you worry, all of these recommendations I'm talking about right now will show up in your email inbox, okay? Lighting. Do you need a light? Well, if you can get yourself in front of a bright window to light yourself when you do these videos, then maybe you really don't need a light. If you want to buy a light, I would recommend the Diva ring light. But you guys, this is not something on a budget. This is more expensive. This is more if you're like, I'm going to do videos all the time and I want to look like Oprah, then you would get this light. If you're like, I want better lighting than just my window, but I'm not ready to make that investment in a Diva ring light, you can always get a phone case. Now they're around the $50 range, but a phone case with a light on them is a great way to supplement, get more light on you when you're creating videos, especially if you're doing more closer type videos, more selfie type videos. So buying a phone case, depending on what phone you have, that has a light on it is a really cheaper than getting an actual light, cheaper alternative if you don't want to use just a window. And like I said, tripod, you have to have a tripod. Okay, you don't have to do anything. Let's get that clear. But I just think it's going to make your life so much easier. And I'll send you an email with the ones that I recommend, and they're very inexpensive and they're very good quality for how inexpensive they are. So some apps that I recommend would be for the Continual app. So this is a great app that I just discovered. This is for those of you who are really into Insta stories. So as you know, with Insta stories, you can only post 15-second video clips. But if you created a 1-minute video that you want to go on your Insta stories, if you upload it into the Continual app, it'll split your video into 15-second increments and organizes them on your phone. So all you have to do is upload it directly to Instagram. Now, this Continual app does cost a couple dollars, but I have found it extremely useful because I love to do Insta stories. Another app would be the Over app. This is an app that lets you make your videos fancier by adding text and design elements to it. And then for editing, it depends on your phone. With an iPhone, there's iMovie, and it's free. With an Android, you have Windows Movie Maker or Viva Video. With Galaxy, you have Hidden Video Editor or Movie Maker. Again, it really depends on your phone, but I have to tell you, I believe almost all smartphones have a free editing app that you're already given once you have the smartphone. So it depends on which smartphone you have, but those are the apps that I would recommend. Now, I need you to remember, video is not going anywhere, okay? And you really can create your own videos. And a lot of times people just put this off, but I gotta tell you, what is it going to cost you if you don't start now? Where could you be 1 year from now if you consistently showed up for your audience using video? Or maybe a better question would be, where will you be if you don't? If you don't take action, if you don't do anything new, if you don't try to grow your business right now, will you be in a different place a year from now? I'm not sure. I want you to keep in mind that nothing I've shared with you today is theory or fluff that might work. These are the exact steps I take to create videos for myself and for my clients. And here's something I really gotta just like drill into you guys. It does not matter if you aren't techie, if you're a newbie, or you're too old, or you're too young, or you're not thin enough, blah, blah, blah. I gotta tell you, don't let these things hold you back from doing what you want to do. And I hear a lot of time, because I work with all types of clients, and some of my clients who are quote unquote older, maybe they're in their 50s, and they're like, I can't do video. I don't like how I look on camera. And that's just for the young bucks. And I got to tell you, no, it's not. If your customers are also primarily in their 50s, they're gonna rather hear about a product from you who they can relate to, as opposed to some 20-year-old who's like, they can't really relate to them. They're in different stages in life. So don't think that if you can't get started on video till you lose 10 pounds. Like, no. Doesn't work that way. People want to relate to real people. So don't let this hold you back. You are perfect as you are. You're beautiful as you are. Don't let these stories that you're making up in your head hold you back from doing what you want to do with your business. And I gotta tell you, if you want to change your business, you have to do things you've never done before. And I'm saying this from experience myself. A lot of times people are like, I'm uncomfortable being on camera. And you know that saying, like your dreams are on the other side of your comfort zone? That's what they're talking about. It's doing things that make you feel uncomfortable that is going to make big changes in your life, in your business. You can't stay in your comfort zone and grow a huge business. You just can't. You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying this from experience myself. I have had to push myself out of my comfort zone so many times in the past couple of years that I've been doing this. I really understand where you're coming from. And I just want to tell you that you might have to do things that make you feel uncomfortable, but you'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine, and you're only going to get better. Follow the steps and take action right now. So I know some of you might have some more questions. We have some questions coming in on the chat box. Maybe you're wondering, like, what about editing? What if I feel super anxious about getting on camera? What if I leave this presentation and I make a video and it's totally awful and I never get better at this? Well, you guys, you have a couple choices. You can move on from this presentation and you can take these great tips on shooting and you can figure the editing part out yourself. Or you can take the fast track, and this is where I can help you with the iPhone video course. So what is that? So the iPhone video course is my complete step-by-step process for filming and editing videos using your iPhone. I truly created it with you in mind. I take you by the hand and I show you step-by-step what to do. And you guys, this is the quickest way to start creating videos for your business right now. And you might be like, okay, but what exactly is it? It's an online training program complete with lessons teaching you how to shoot and edit videos on your iPhone. You get 24/7 instant and lifetime access to it, including updates. Okay. Let's talk about those updates. So I know a lot of you are like, I don't use an iPhone, I use an Android. Well, for those of you Android users, I am updating the course to include an editing lesson for Androids. Yes, it's not quite ready yet. It'll be ready in July. So if you're an Android user and you're interested in this information, we have a wait list that you can sign up to be on, or you could enroll in the iPhone video course today and I will alert you when the Android lesson is available, because the majority of these lessons in this course are applicable to any smartphone, but the editing lesson, which I know you're super curious about, that it is specific to iPhones at the moment, but I'm creating an Android editing lesson right now. It's just not quite ready yet. So let me just switch the next part of the presentation. So a little bit more about what's in this course. The first lesson is all about filming videos using your iPhone. So it's similar to what we talked about today, but it's even more in depth, okay? We talk about how to create, set up your camera, what to wear for makeup, what your background should look like, equipment that I recommend, camera tips to make the editing process smoother, audio tips, lighting tips, how to structure your video. Basically, everything you can possibly think of when filming a video is answered in this lesson. The next lesson is editing. This is the hot spot. This is gold. This is why you need this program. Listen, learning how to edit videos is not hard, but it is slow when you're trying to figure out that process all by yourself. If you could have someone just literally share their screen and show you how to do it, wouldn't that be worth it to you? From the import to export process, I'm going to show you how to do it. In fact, let me show you a little clip so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So this is the editing lesson, and I recorded my screen so you can see me showing you how to edit these videos using iMovie, okay? So you can watch the video over and over again, and I know a lot of times you're like, you watch the whole video, and maybe you need to refer back to it, and one thing that I love, and I did for my course, is I gave you time codes. So let's say you're like, I don't remember how she told me how to add text graphics. So I tell you, okay, go ahead and skip forward to 5 minutes and 15 seconds. That's when I tell you how to add text graphics. So that's a little sneak peek into the editing portion of the class. And like I said, there will be an Android lesson coming in July. The third lesson is all about camera confidence. This is for those of you who are still unsure about whether or not you want to get on camera, whether or not you should. I'm going to help pump you up and help, explain to you why it's super important that you get on camera, and you can watch this video whenever you need someone to psych you up. So if you are thinking that you want more information on this, go ahead and refresh your page. You should be able to see a button where you can get more info. And I'm also going to put in the chat box more info for you guys for you to look at it here. So you're probably wondering, how much is this going to cost me? Okay, so I want you to know you could hire an editor to do all of this for you. And editing rates, they really vary, depends on where you live, but a good editor is going to be between $30 to $75 per hour, and that's when just one video. So I think you can see the value in being able to learn how to do this skill yourself, because you won't create just one video with this, you're going to create all your videos with this. So what are you going to pay to be able to master this yourself? You can get my entire training for just $97. You guys, in terms of your time and how often you're going to use this trainings, you're going to use this to create trainings for your own team, to create promotions. Maybe you got little fun videos that you can do with your family. and more. So quick little disclaimer, don't let this low price fool you into thinking that this course is not high value. My intention is to get this content into as many hands as possible without price being a huge objection. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a link in the chat box where you can get more info, or you can hit refresh and you'll see a button where you can get more info. But you guys, I've sweetened the deal. After having over 800 people go through this course, I asked them what additional support they needed. And like I told you, I update this course. So I added in 4 bonus lessons. Bonus number 1 is how to repurpose your live videos. I know some of you were asking, should I do live videos? I think you totally should. And if you want to repurpose and reuse those live videos, I teach you how to do it editing iMovie on your iPhone. And are you listening? Are you listening? I show you how to edit using iMovie on your computer. Yes, I added in a computer lesson. What is up? I'm gonna show you how to edit these on both your phone and your iMac computer. Yeah, I am. And that's just bonus number 1. Bonus number 2 is how to write a script. This is another thing you guys get super like caught up in. You're like, what do I say? I have a PDF for you. You can print it out, and it basically you answer the questions and it writes the script for you. Now, something we didn't really talk about today in bonus number 3 is B-roll. That's background footage. So that's footage when you're not looking direct to camera. It might be like shots of your products. You know, if you're doing like shots of showing off the new product line that you have and you want to be able to showcase those products in a beautiful way, this bonus lesson will teach you the different shots, wide shots, close-up, pan shots that you can use to create those product type videos. And the 4th bonus, which I'm hoping you're staying till the end, is how to use your microphone. So we all know clear, consistent audio is essential when delivering a message. And in this lesson, I go a little bit deeper, showing you how to set up your microphone, putting it on your smartphone. I even show you how to do voiceovers as well. And this microphone that we're talking about, this is the free microphone that I will be giving away. So stick with me here, you guys. You might be able to win a free microphone. So you might be wondering what type of feedback I've gotten from this course. This is Kristen, and she said, thank you so much for providing such relevant information. iMovie used to make me literally want to scream and cry and then scream again. You know, like, I know, have you guys been there too? And she was able to create her first video right after taking my course, and she thought it was pretty rough. I thought it was pretty good for her first video. And now this is Kim. She is an intuitive medium. She does live videos and meditations on her Facebook page. And with just a few adjustments from watching my filming lesson, she was able to go from before, the top picture, to after. Now, the before picture isn't bad, but the after picture, she's just framed more correctly. She has the phone set up higher. She's well lit. Her background is pleasing. And you know, if you were looking at these 2 pictures, who would you rather take advice from? Who would you rather listen to? I bet it's person number 2. This is Joy. She's a direct seller like you guys and uses video to promote her products. And she messaged me and she let me know that this course has been life-changing for her, which was so amazing. Will the microphone work with an Android? Yes, it will. I was so happy to get this message from Joy. Like, I'm sure you guys get this from your customers too when they tell you, like, this product, like, it helped my skin so much. It helped me lose 10 pounds. It's the same for me when I get messages saying that it's been life-changing. It just, like, there's nothing else like it. And this is Malia. She says that technology has really, you know, takes a lot of time for her to learn stuff, and it's very frustrating. But she took my editing course, this video course, and she said it was one of the best business investments she's ever made. You guys, like, what? Like, that is so cool. Like, that just one of the best business investments she's ever made. Like, it's amazing to me that this is the type of messages I get. But I'm so humbled, to say the least. So for $97, you get my exact process for creating videos on your iPhone, and you can get access to it all right now. But there's a little bit more because I appreciate you guys so much and I want to help you out. The first, are you listening? The first 5 people who purchase and enroll in the iPhone video course, you're going to get a free microphone. What the what? So the first 5 people, I'm going to post the link here in the comment boxes again. And the first 5 people who choose to enroll in the course, I'm sending you a free microphone. I'll reach out to you to get your home address, and I'm gonna send you that free Boya mic, the one that will work on your smartphone and on your DSLR camera, should you ever decide to upgrade to a DSLR camera. Okay, you guys, let's come into some questions. I'm seeing one of the first questions people are telling me, do I have an Android course? So this course is targeted specifically for iPhones because that's what I use, but I am in the process of creating an Android lesson. So all of the lessons are applicable except the editing lesson. Like that is, specific to iPhones. So if you are an Android user and you think you would like to enroll in this course, you can get on the wait list. If you click on the link I just posted to get more info about the course, you can get on the wait list for the Android lesson, or you could purchase the course today and I will alert you when the Android lesson is available. It'll be available next month. Are the 4 bonuses for Android. So if you enroll in if you have an Android and you enroll in this course, I will have a repurposing your live videos lesson that'll be specific for Androids. The script that, you can use that no matter what phone you use. The shooting B-roll, that's no matter what phone you use. And your microphone, that's no matter what phone you use. So yes, the 4 bonuses are applicable for Androids. And if you enroll in the course, I will alert you when the Android lessons are ready and you'll get access to all these now. Ori says, I have this course and it's awesome so far. Thank you so much, Ori. Yeah, you can listen to the audio lesson for more info on how to do voiceovers. Do I update the course? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Just went on the wait list for that Android. Whoop, whoop. You guys, you can refresh your page, the page that you're on here in the webinar. And once you refresh it, you should see a button towards the top of the page where you can get more info on this course. I'm going to scroll up to see what other questions you guys have for me. I can't wait till the Android one is ready, right? How to use the microphone, that sounds great. Voiceovers, yep, we're going to talk about voiceovers. How do you do live videos with an unreliable internet connection when you live in the woods? Holly, okay. Yes, that is tough. The stronger your internet connection, the better your live videos are going to be. So I'm not sure. I think you need to, what's a way that you can get a stronger internet connection? Could you do live videos at someone else's house who has a better internet connection than you do? Or is your local coffee shop, like, is there no one there and maybe you could do your videos outside of the coffee shop? Just got to find a stronger internet connection. Where can we purchase the microphone? Kim, I'm going to be sending you a follow-up email and I will be providing links where you can get more info on all of the things that I recommended today. What if I have access to both Android and iPhones? Will I have access to both trainings? Correct, Kim. So this is different, Kim, but yes, Kim. So once you enroll into the course, you'll be in a members area and you'll see all of the lessons. So maybe if you have, I don't know why you would have 2 phones, but you would be able to access both. Did I miss the link for the Android waitlist? Allison, I'm going to go ahead and post the link. This will take you to where you can get more information on the course. And if you scroll a little bit, you'll see where you can get into the waitlist for the Android. Is a pre-recorded video better than live? What are the purposes of each? So the tag team recommends that you use pre-recorded videos for your Facebook parties. And Rachel and Amanda, feel free to negate me on that if that's not true. But you can use live videos when you're doing just kind of general promotions on Facebook. You can use live videos. If you're just like, hanging out, showing off your product, on your Facebook page, not in a party. Doing a live video is great, and you will probably get really good reach with that video. What's better, several short product videos or longer ones with several products? My opinion, several short product videos. You know, like maybe you have, let's say, 5 products. I would do a shorter video really honing in on one product at a time. And you can film them all at the same time, you know, like maybe you film all of them within an hour, but you only post one a day for the next 5 days. Signed up, yay! So excited, Tiffany. I'm so glad to see you in the course. I'm so excited to see who's gonna win the free microphone. I'll have to look of who is the first 5 to enroll. I'm super happy to send you guys that. Let's see what other questions that we have. Real quick, I'll take like 2 more questions. And then we're coming up on the hour, so I gotta let you guys go. I wanna respect your time. How do you download videos or Facebook Lives to YouTube? Great question. So after you go live, and you have to go live on your phone, not on the computer. After you go live, Facebook will prompt you, asking you, do you want to save this video? Say yes, and it should download directly to your phone. And once it downloads directly to your phone, you can then upload it directly to YouTube, or you could upload it into an editing software so you can edit it. This is great. Thank you so much. Any tips on reflection in glasses? Yes, Loretta, great question. Let me bring myself back. So, okay, sorry. So reflection on glass, I should have brought my glasses in here. Okay, so when you're wearing glasses and you have light on you, the light will obviously reflect. So if you do buy a light, what I want you to do is, usually the ring light, you set it up right in front of you. If you decide to buy a light, what you can do is you can set the light up so that it's almost coming down on you. It's not directly in front of you. It's up and it's coming down. That way, when you're looking directly in front of you, there's no light to reflect because it's coming down. I hope that makes sense. If you're not going to use a light and you have glasses and you're worried about a reflection, maybe you're not directly facing the window. Maybe you set the camera up so, like right now, I'm not directly facing the window, but I'm still lit from the window, but I would maybe set it up slightly to the side so I don't have that glare. Thanks for all the info. Yay, I'm so glad. Thanks for being here, Brittany. All the recommendations, you guys, I'm emailing you so soon with all of those recommendations with links for you to check it out, okay? Don't worry, I got you. I got you. Okay, you guys, we are at the top of the hour. I really want to be respectful of your time. Those first 5 people who enrolled in the course, I will be contacting you individually, asking you for your home address so I can send you a free microphone, because who doesn't love free things? And one more time, I'm going to throw up that link where you can get more information. I am so honored that you are here. This was so much fun for me to do. This, like, you guys, you don't get it. I love doing this. So I appreciate from the bottom of my heart that you were here today. I hope the information that I gave you was super valuable. My intention was to bring you information that was easy to digest, but also that it was pro info so that you do create videos that make you look even better, so you can look legit on social media, so you can grow that direct selling business and start rocking it out, because that's why we're all here, right? All right, you guys, if you have any more questions, I'm going to hang out for a couple more minutes. I'm just going to turn the camera off. And you can always reach out to me, facebook.com/Beth Ryan. And if you'd like more info on the course, ooh, this is a great question, Kelly. How long is the $97 offer for? So I'm going to let the cart stay open until for 1 week. Okay, for 1 week, the cart's gonna be open, and then I'm gonna close it so I can really work with the people who enroll and be able to be their customer support answering those questions. So if you are interested, you have a few days to be able to watch this replay, and you also have 1 week to be able to enroll in the course. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you, and you guys, don't hesitate. Get out there, make your videos, reach more people, grow your team, sell your products, live your life. Okay? Be you. Be you. All right? Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll see you later.